In this video, I'm going to be talking about the haves and the have-nots of society from the perspective of 86. If you guys have not watched 86 yet, there will be spoiler clips throughout this video, and it's fairly good. It's quite interesting. The first episode is a little slow. It does pick up as the series goes on. There's a little bit more fighting. I would hope that there would be more than there has been so far. A lot of it's more just like explanation and talking, and it's one of the reasons why it's a little slow at parts, but I still think it's worth a watch in the end because it's going to teach us a lot about what it means to be part of a community and then be ostracized from that community and still do the right thing. So you can be part of the haves that have been doing all these wonderful things, that have viewed the world in the most magnificent light because they created it, because they look a certain way, because they act a certain way, because they behave in a certain manner that is different from others. So they are considered superior. They are the ones that have to get the protection from the 86. They're the ones that live the life that they want to live. They get this artificial, they get these wonderful homes, these wonderful abilities, these wonderful skills of leading tribes of individuals to go fight these other mech creatures to make sure that they can maintain their level of safety. And obviously I feel like the story is going to progress more and we're going to figure out why they're so separated. But at the time, the people that have white hair, white gold hair, have a certain eye color, these are the people that are looked at as higher than the 86, because the 86 are people that have different colored hair, aren't the same, don't have the same prestige as the people in the nation do, and these are the ones that are going out to protect. So these are the lesser of the two, yet they aren't actually lesser, because yeah, they understand that they're going to die after their 5-year term was up. The nation is going to try and kill them. They're going to try and make sure that these people, the 86, they never survive. They'd never live past the years that they said they would give them for their freedom. Because when that comes the case, they pretty much put the 86 or the group, the squadron that is fighting the mechs in the most hard and dangerous situations to ensure that they are killed, because they don't want to have this defiled race, these defiled people a part of their community. And I think it's messed up. I don't think it's the right thing to do. Like, you guys can see that in our day-to-day life, and obviously I'm not going to go super in depth with that right now in this video because that's not essentially what this channel is about, but you guys can tell that there is some similarities to 86 and what is going on right now. There's these people that are there's these people that are doing all these magnificent things, and then there are these people over here that aren't even close. These people over here are just living. They're still doing what they can to get by, but they aren't the race that they want to be. And you see the 86 calling the people in the nation pigs, and they just aren't worth their time. But they aren't going to succumb to the level that the people in the nations are. They aren't going to let the mech beasts get past them and destroy the country that these people have worked hard for, because they know that if they did something like that, they would be no better off than the people in the nation. So it's one of those things where if you look at what is going on throughout the series, you can draw the lines of this is the type of person that you can be, and then this is the type of person you don't want to be. So you guys want to be more like I'm just going to spell her name, Vladilena, because she's trying to help the 86. She's trying to realize that, yes, they're people. They are people just like you and I, because everyone's a person. It doesn't matter where they come from. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what they look like. They're still people, and they deserve to be treated equally and fairly and with respect and intrigue and interest, because they have a story to tell. They have a past that they have lived through. They have memories and feelings and dreams and goals and ideals just as anybody else does. So why should you be thinking of this person as less than yourself? And that's why I like her character so much, is because she wants to work on making a relationship between the squadron that she's a part of called the Spearheads. She wants to make sure that they are taken care of, that they understand that she is going to be there for them, unlike any other squadron leader has been in the past, because you can see throughout the series that this squadron does not like to have these handlers. They're just there for people because the society, the country that they live in, teaches them that the 86 are not real people. They're just machines to be used for the nation's own good. And I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think what you need to do is you need to look at it as, obviously she does, as Vladilena does. Look at it from her perspective. Look at it from how she communicates and how she talks with these people on a daily basis to figure out what they are, what they want, their dreams, their goals, their aspirations. And obviously she didn't do that at first. She was learning because she still had been brainwashed from what the country had taught her about the 86. So she never really considered to ask for their names to figure out who they were as a person. She was just more trying to build a small little relationship. And obviously that's what you have to do in the beginning. You have to just take your steps. You have to take these small little steps that will help you get closer to building relationships. And each and every single time you do, somebody might get offended. They might get hurt. They might yell at you or scream at you. But if you are willing to go through that and come back and be like, hey, I'm sorry that I didn't consider understanding your name, or I'm sorry that I wasn't sympathetic enough about the death of your comrade. I know how it feels, and they're like, no, you don't, because you've never been on the battlefield. That can happen in your real life. And if it does, that doesn't mean that you have to give up on that relationship. It just means that you have to try harder and show that you actually care, show that you've learned from the mistakes that you made beforehand by asking for their name, by teaching a lesson, by just showing that you are going that extra step, like giving them fireworks. Doing small little acts of kindness will show that you don't view these 86 people as worthless dogs. They are humans just like you and I are. They are humans that deserve to live, that deserve to reach their goals, deserve to find their brother, their family members, that just need something in their life, and they need somebody to see that they're cared for. Because obviously the 86, they aren't cared for. They don't have anybody to look out for them. It's just them, and they're just kids. They're young. They're figuring it out as they go, just as anybody else is. So seeing her step in and seeing that she wants to help the have-nots through her being one of the haves, it's a really interesting story to see. And I think that you guys can take a lot of value from the story and from what she's doing and how she treats the 86, because she doesn't treat them like dogs. They still treat her like a pig in the beginning. Like, I mean, just look at the drawing that they drew of her. They did not view her as somebody that would be trustworthy, that would be reputable, that would be somebody that they could go to for guidance or talk with. They just viewed her as a pig, as everybody else in the nation is. And it's sad to see. It's really sad to see. But in the end, if you do the right thing, the people will come around. If you do the wrong thing, nobody's going to come around. And if you understand what it means to be a have and a have-not, the haves can still help the have-nots, and the have-nots can still help the haves. You can't be fighting over who has what and who doesn't have what, because we didn't get to decide what world we were born into. All we get to do is decide what we do with the lives that we have and how we can make an impact on those around us. If we don't do that, then there's really no point in doing anything. If you feel like you're superior because you have things, because you were born into this community, because you did things different, because it was pretty much handed to you, then you got to reevaluate your life. Now, on the other hand, if you're from the have-nots and you've worked your way up, you've hustled, you've grinded, you've put in your hours, you put in your time to be able to reach the point of success, and then you decide that you're going to help out others do the exact same thing, then you are doing the right thing. You are helping out the world in a positive way. Don't be the haves that don't do anything. Be the have-nots that do things to make others' lives easier, to make others' lives better. Because when you do this, you're gonna have an impact on somebody. Might not be a lot of people, and that's why this quote from Dr. Seuss is so meaningful and implies so heavily to the story, because it goes something like this. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. And if you think about it that way, you can have an impact. You can change the world exactly like she has done in 86. She's changing the lives of this squadron because she wants to. It's what she wants to do, and any of us can do the exact same thing. If we want to change the lives of hundreds of people around us, all we have to do is be that one person that is the world to them. If we aren't that person, then there's really no point in doing anything. Well, there still is, because you can still be the person that you want to be. And by being the person that you want to be, you can have that change. You can have that impact on somebody that hopefully will make them want to change. That'll hopefully make to want them see the world in a different light that they've ever thought before, because they decided that you, as the person that you are right now, they look up to you. They wonder. They're asking questions like, why does so-and-so communicate so well with other people? Why does so-and-so is always so happy? Why is he so joyful? How does he communicate better with everybody? It's just one of those things where people will look up to you, and you might not even know that they're looking up to you in the first place, and yet they are. And that's probably what the people in the 86 tribe are doing to her, or she's doing to them. It's vice versa, and that's how it should work. You should look up to the other person should look up to you, because you never want to be the smartest person in the room. You always want to have people that are smarter than you in the room with you, so that you can always look up to them, because that's really exactly what she's doing. She is taking on the responsibility to try and change this nation, to try and show people that the 86 are people, and that the have-nots can still be viewed as the haves, and they can still turn into the haves. And I mean, that's the cool thing about living in America, living in this world that we have, is the have-nots can become the have at any time. It doesn't have to be like in 86 where you have to be born this certain race or this certain creed to be able to live in the nation. You can do anything that you want to do, that you set your mind to, because it's obtainable through the hard work, through the process, through your dedication, through your discipline. If you can do all of these things, you're going to become a have one day. And then when you're a have, you can help the have-nots. When you're helping the have-nots, hopefully those other have-nots will start to help more have-nots. And then hopefully they can start to help the haves, or the haves can help more have-nots. It's just a constant process of showing what you can do and who you can be. And that, you guys, is the moral of the story. Take into consideration who you want to be, who you want to help, and go help them. And just do the best that you can. Stay true to your principles, never give up, and you'll make it. I hope you guys like this video. There's only like 9% of my audience is actually subbed to my channel, so if you guys are watching this video and you made it to the end, please smash that subscribe button. I would also appreciate if you leave a like, just so I know that you liked this video, and I'll see you next time.